Hello everybody, the last time we finished here we were gonna sleep and go and see our adopted sire. I wanna say that's a good statement. Adopted sire is a good statement. I've been drinking Baileys all day long, so I'm like half in hangover already. Well rather I started at like 6 p.m. but it's like midnight, so I'm tired and slightly hungover, which is great way of doing visual novels, I suppose. Once more, darkness falls upon the city. You wake up same as have the past few nights in windowless room. Be unique. Me, just like punch a hole through. There's gonna be your window. As you pry open the reinforced steel door, you'll look out the window to see, invariably, a sky bereft of sunlight, and then it hits you. The hunger! You are hungry again! Yay us! For a moment, you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's just not there. Oh, go and kill somebody, and there might be. Given what you learned thus far, you probably have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with jumper cables. Would you like to try? You lock the door behind you and you head over to Sophie's apartment. You did promise to call on her, might as well not keep the lady waiting, and hey, what else are you gonna do? I enjoyed the lock sound. The lock sound was nice. That being said, everybody else seems to like wake up like directly at sundown. Because they tend to like get to our place. We tend to get up at 9 p.m. because we're sleepyhead. So we have like extra little amount of night a night. So we're probably already making people wait for like 2 hours. You're kind of hoping that nobody's even looking for you. It's a strange sensation to walk the crowded streets, same as you have many times before, but feeling so disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them. Not anymore. Don't worry, I always feel disconnected in large crowds because I do not belong. Try small cities, you will feel so much better. Villages. May I recommend some villages? I mean, worst case scenario, you're gonna run into like sheep herder Bob in the middle of the night, and then everybody will stare at each other awkwardly and go their own ways, which is like my people. Yep, security guard lets us in. Also, we did walk here, which means that we probably don't live that much of a distance. You find Lady herself standing by the window, silhouetted against the city's midnight glow. She stares out, motionless, like a marble statue. Because they never place people inside these backgrounds, I'm gonna assume that she is the plant over here. It's just what happens sometimes, people turn to plants. There we go! Hi there! You're not very motionless in this shot. Definitely not like a marble statue. No marble statue has been this movie to me. You look sad. Have you been crying? Your eyes look red. Your tear ducts look weirdly wet, but that's not blood, so that's extra weird. Is everything okay? She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out of some meditative state and looks at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yeah, I noticed that. Would you like some candles? If you wanna meditate. Yes, it is. How kind of you to ask. Yes, vegetative state. Tell me. When you look out at the city, when you see the lights, hear the hum, smell the rain on the pavement. Once again, that like requires actively sniffing. Yeah, hello Jade, more reading. Are you actively sniffing the pavement when it's raining? Because if you are, this is a bit bizarre. What do you think about? Gaze out. The lights in the rain from the relentless honking below. Music blasting from the nearby window, echoing off buildings. Someone should record an hour of this and throw it up on YouTube as ambient piece. I bet there is. I bet that exists. There's like a channel that does video game ambient pieces. And they did like a lot of the ones from Bloodlines, including like a chantry, which was just the chantry music overlaid with flipping of book pages and like light whispers and the noise of electricity, and it weirdly works. So yeah, you don't need to record ambient noise of cities. That's definitely been done. I mean, we're creating fake ambient noise, for God's sakes, just to have ASMR of it for some bizarre reason. She's disappointed in us. Well, not everyone can appreciate the intricacies what the world offers. In fact, among kindred, my clan is someone notorious for finding innate meaning, even in the mundane. I find this kind of innate. I find this kind of weird that she says this, but we were just like appreciating the view. You see, the blood that flows within me is that of Clan Torador. There are 13 such bloodlines among us, kindred, though that number has been contested in the past, and these nights it seems that nothing is certain anymore. I mean, Kane's still around. He actually just made an active choice not to embrace anyone, so that number can change any day. If he just makes an active choice to embrace somebody. Clans have gone by many epithets over the years, but the names used these nights have their roots in medieval times, the original Inquisition, if you can't believe it. They used these to categorize us, describe our inherent differences. In time we adopted them ourselves. Yeah, he does. He loves taxis. New York City needs a lot of taxis. And that sounds quite abusive. You're like, I don't know what I am, but this person that's hunting me says that I'm a piece of cake, meaning I must be cake. Each clan has uniqueness about it, inescapable, originating from an ancient progenitor carried from sire to child, except, I mean, your abilities are a bit flip-floppy, but, a lot of clans you can almost kind of confuse with one another. For the Torador, the gift lies in sensitivity of sorts. You're sensitive little people. We're uniquely attuned to beauty and ugliness both. We can see either where most cannot. A blessing on most nights, occasionally a curse. Like at the moment, she's just being like really annoyed at the smell of the payment. The sheriff is off my clan as well. Although you'd be hard-pressed to see him... Yeah! I know! Although you'd be hard-pressed to see him as such, poor Quadir. Quadir does not... That does not a Torador make! No! It breaks my heart to see him in this. I know, he looks like a gangrel, I agree. Still, there's beauty to it as well. Nothing like a good fall from grace. Let's celebrate it. Yeah, I'm matching X to that as well. Oh, I miss L.A. Noire. If only Rockstar wasn't so stingy with their games. Because they don't like when people stream or record them, but you could like say that people were lying. You can tell that she genuinely cares, yes, about the fall for grace of Quadir. Then their Ventru, known for their pride and proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as it's quite common in our society around the globe. When the Blue Bloods think themselves rulers, the Bruja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries against everything and everyone at all times. They call for universal rebellion at all times against everything and anyone, no matter what kind of society is established, while being slaves to their own temper. I kind of want to see society run by Bruja, honestly, because that sounds, it sounds like it would be quite the sight. It sounds like you could get two Bruja in a single room, and they will have 3 opinions, and definitely have 5 fisty fights over them. Yes! Rebel! Take down the tyranny! We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not after they largely broken off with the Camarilla. To think they were philosophers once long ago. I hope to tell you more about some other bloodlines tonight. What's mine? I don't know. I can only guess it based on certain aspects of your behavior and tastes. You will need to come to your own conclusion and seek validation from your clanmates, if you require such a thing. I mean, we're violently allergic to blood that we don't like. To a point where we outright vomit it out. That's like a very Ventru thing. And that's like only a very Ventru. What do you mean you can only guess it? Yeah, it's hard to be anything but Ventru with that. And she would just explain Ventru. It's one of the 3 things that she explained. So like, lady, are you okay? Did you not study your own source material? As you will no doubt learn, some kindred fit the stereotypes more than others. Yeah, I know, like Quadir, the driver slash enforcer slash sheriff. Yeah. And that's perhaps a subject for another time. I invited you here for a reason. There's something I wanted to speak to you about. It's customary in our society, especially among younger kindred, to organize into coteries. Sometimes these are called by the prince themselves, or mandated by a fledgling sire. In our case, you may treat it as more of a strong recommendation. I want you to seek out companions, not only because you need to learn more about our society, but also because companions apparently are very useful. True friendships are rare among kindred, so let's just, you know, get some bodies to throw under the bus as you run through laughing maniac. Yeah, like a maniac. But having allies is something of a necessity these nights, even if they're temporary. We might be selfish creatures, but we're drawn to each other nonetheless in order to throw each other under the bus like the snakes that we are. We're amazing at the society business. We all play 5D chess. Okay, do you have one? I do have those that I trust enough to work with, yes. Not a coterie exactly, though I have joined several of those over the years. Not in over a century, though. It's kind of like... Yes, it really sounds like a bloody D&D campaign. Like, you can undertake this quest alone, but we strongly recommend a party of 4. Would you kindly go to the closest tavern and pick the most random schmucks to follow you around, please? For that is just how we do. You, however, you would do well to meet some of the city's younger kindred and see if you can find a connection. It's an essential experience for one so young. Yeah, it's literally like, would you like to go to the local pub and just like pick up some people and spend time with them? Because I think you should be spending some time with somebody your age. I spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet, and came up with a short list of contacts. I hope you would appreciate the gesture. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspectives and viewpoints that I cannot provide. I mean, we kind of kindly assassinated one last night, so that one's out of the picture. One's is through which you view are kind. They're all members of the Camarilla, of course, more or less. More or less? Okay. What are they? Eager to learn them, I see. Good, I am glad. You're so receptive to me collecting a party for you. Now, would you like to play the role of a DPS, a tank, or a healer? Now, this is very important. Okay, more clan speak. So let's start with the Tremere. They're a powerful clan. Not in V5. They're not anymore. Disliked by many, but feared and respected by many more. Have been an important pillar of the Camarilla since the very beginning. They're blood sorcerers. Yeah, okay, Camarilla didn't start that. Yeah, Camarilla kind of started in the medieval. Yeah, they're a very young clan in comparison. And if you go by V5 ways of doing things, they also have completely fallen because their pyramid had been decapitated, so now there's 3 branches. Yeah, so it's like you may as well be recruiting Salubri at the moment. I mean, they're on the rise. I mean, yeah, they're the Sabbat because you're all assholes, but still. Oh, child, don't be caught with that look on your face when you meet a warlock in person. They really are adept at using Vitae, their own as well as others, to unique and potent effects because we're too cool for the word blood, despite the fact that Vitae has weird syllables. A. Well, blood just it kind of rolls off like mud, crud, bud. It's just kind of a rolly sound, which is very easy to pronounce and nobody will ever get confused. But no, we can't use normal words. Since they're quite rigid in their hierarchy, not anymore. The kindred I had in mind for you to meet needs some persuading. His name is Agathon. From what I hear, he is quite the scholar. I mean, to be born with a name like Agathon, yeah, you would definitely be a wizard. It would be like being told that somebody in your region is called Asmagoth or something. You would be like, okay, that's a real name, I guess, but I'm gonna consider that if I'm gonna go to your place, you will be wearing a robe and a wizard's hat and might have a staff or two. Very ambitious, the child of a noted Tremere here in New York, Iceland Sturbridge. It's to see his sire even gets both first name and last name, despite the fact that his first name is Aisling, which is once again sounds like not a name, like nobody's a Tom or a Bob. Spend enough time with Agathon. I'm gonna assume that his mother really wanted an Agatha and then just added an on at the end when it was a boy. And I'm sure you'll run into her sooner or later. Oh! Okay, Aisling's a girl. A chance to meet an important person, then. Yes, though not immediately, I would imagine. Aisling finds herself in somewhat precarious situation, both in the city and her clan. Ah. Every move she makes is heavily scrutinized, thus she has learned to tread lightly. Anyway, if you wish to contact the young Tremere, here you can usually find him in the New Age bookstore out on Broadway. Oh, bookstores, remember how those were a thing and the pandemic hit and everything that's not essential just immediately became not a thing, so I'm not even too sure that that's ever gonna recover, so we're just gonna tell our kids about how books never used to come from Amazon. They used to have stores stocked specifically for them. The Tremere have one of their workshops there. Is it open at night? Gregory will give you the details. Now, this next recommendation comes with a bit of a caveat. As you recall me saying, most bloodlines have unique features that you might not be obvious at first glance. Well, there's one clan whose members wear the curse on their sleeve, the Nosferatu. No wonder they make their havens in sewers, abandoned buildings and such. Their appearance is hideous and obviously unnatural. Ah yes, because dead people are very natural. Huh. So natural. The one I had in mind isn't a big eyesore as the worst of them, but he's no Adonis either. Still, he has some talents and connections that you might find useful. His name is D'Angelo, and he has an office, for the lack of a better term, in the otherwise abandoned grain terminal in Red Hook. Right next to one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. The one with the awful furniture. We're kinda in the agreement here, but they do make amazing meatballs, I hear. What, IKEA? Yes, that's it. My mind struggles to retain things that are aesthetically displeasing. Only like the most popular store, but okay. D'Angelo does odd jobs for Coteries, digging up dirt, locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden. That kind of work the Nosferatu are best at. Oh yeah. Sad but true. We're red pilling the chat in, like, middle of a Christmas night here. It's on the case right now. Something to do with kind murders, I think. After your initial brush with our dear sheriff, I think it would be wise to show some goodwill towards his agenda. Assisting D'Angelo with his investigation might be just the thing. Now come to two more exotic proposals. You may have heard about the Gangrel before. They're not a wild clan in touch with their beast in the... They're a wild clan in touch with their beast in a way others might not dare to attempt. They mostly keep out of big cities, but there are exceptions. Yeah, they're the smart ones. They're just like setting up nice little havens and nice little towns. Nominally, they aren't being a part of the Camarilla for over 2 decades, but the one kindred I would like to meet has strong, shall we say, familial ties to this sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was instrumental during the Battle of New York back in 1999, the very same battle that cemented the city as a Camarilla domain. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. I wonder why. Yeah, we had a curry. And alcohol. We had a lot of alcohol. I had a lot of alcohol. It's Bailey's. It tastes nice. I'm drunk and having a... I'm having a... How are those called? Alcohol headache at the same time. Tamika and a number of her siblings still reside in the domain they were awarded after the battle, Prospect Park. Jezebel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being underappreciated. I don't blame her. You mentioned siblings? The Gangrels sometimes use the word brood to indicate children begat by the same sire. As they can probably tell, they do take a whole animal motive quite far. I'm not sure how many of them there are, but they are rumored to be a tight-knit group. The Gangrel often act as an instinct, so when you meet Tamika or her siblings, be careful not to slight them. They might, you know, wee on your leg. You're easily provoked and can hold a grudge for a long time. I speak from experience. You go around provoking gangrel, I see. So you see, seeking out Tamika could provide quite educational on how not to provide gangrel, how not to provoke gangrel, I suppose. If nothing else, and who knows, perhaps you will find her temperament to be a welcome change of pace. And speaking of change of pace, I have one last suggestion for you, though it's one I don't take lightly. The kindred who call herself Hope. She's a Mulcavian. They're a uniquely cursed clan. You know her name. Her name is more normal than the names you gave to the Tremere. And unless they have renamed themselves in order to appear more wizardry, I have no idea why they carry those names. Yep, Mulcavian are mad. It is no sickness, but a unique perception of the world that has them appear to us as unstable. That perception can provide quite valuable. It can also betray you at any point in time because insanity. But hey, others will do it out of spite. These will do it because they're insane, so at the very least you can't blame them. Having a Mulcavian as your companion might be taxing on the nerves and a true test of patience at times, but their insight and intuition are unrivaled among kindred. As for Hope specifically, she is said to be a recluse, but I have it on good authority that she can currently be found in an internet cafe, I believe it's called, in Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. She's like one of them shut-in Asian kids that just live in one. Where did you even learn about her? One of my colleagues told me about her. He considers her uniquely talented and tapped into the current fads among kind. Not something I am personally interested in, as I'm sure you know by now. I prefer my entertainment to come from the window. I'm too old for TV. I'm too old even for record players. Windows are just my jam. Yes, and the smell of pavement. It still amuses me to no level about how well pavement can smell. I have been amused since they started making pavement. I know, right? I take his word for it at any rate. Well, I believe that's all of them. I still have a few social calls to make tonight, so I'll leave you to it. Use tonight and tomorrow night to arrange some cordial visits of your own. I will send Gregory for you as soon as I have further need of your services. And that reminds me, you'll need a car. Join us downstairs, won't you? Oh, they gave me a car. My response would be like, what am I to do with this? I don't drive. Stay safe. Yes, corpse car. Okay. We have a choice here, chat. I kinda personally wanna talk with the Tremere and the Mulcavian, honestly. But I'm prepared to take input as well. Yes. I mean, it's the most amazing entertainment, apparently, so, I would like to talk with the payment as well. Let's try the Tremere. It's a kind of magic! Agathon! He looks... Jesus Christ. He looks like a gangrel too. And his name is Agathon. Yes. Arrive at the bookstore at like 11 p.m. by now. I mean, I wake up at 9. From what you heard about the Tremere, they are infamous for their ties to the occult and the mystical. Infamous? That's like the whole point. Wait. I'm sorry, how do you think magic works, game? Like, you're gonna point at a court wizard and go, they're infamous for having ties to the magical. Yeah, I know, right? Yet now you're looking at the oddball collection of items in the display window and it feels borderline satirical. What the heck is your Vedic practices? Wellness and self-motivation. You notice a copy of Satanic Bible, apparently. They are in the cheap... Are we in the trinket shop? Is this like... Chinatown? I can stock a better display window. A scientific journal on hematology sits next to a teen-oriented pamphlet on blood-type personality theory. Neither of which fit with the rest of the occult, but neither of those things that were mentioned before were the occult. A number of religious and quasi-religious symbols, lockets, pens, and various emblazoned paraphernalia are haphazardly strewn across the display and between the tomes. You mean... I'm wearing a cross right now. What would that be doing in a bookstore? You can smell the burning incense while holding your breath and specifically not smelling anything. Yes, paraphernalia! It's the paranormal that feel ya. Sorry, I'm drunk. I'm here the corny far east tinged. Music seeping through the cracking speaker mounted above the entrance. That sounds like a hell to work in, honestly. It's much more quaint than what you expected from what Sophie told you about the so-called warlocks. You expected people in robes. It doesn't look like they have much of an interest in impressing outsiders. No. No, let's just put our secrets in the front display cage. For a bookstore? That would definitely be a better idea for a display cage game, apparently. Appearances can be deceiving on purpose. At this time of night, the shop appears to be closed. If it was anything but closed, I would be very surprised. They do still live there, though. Tired-looking blonde in loose clothes appears in the crack. She seems confused, like you just woke her up. You probably did. She lets out a yawn, scratching at her tattooed neck. She squints in your general direction. Is Agathon in? Mommy, can Agathon come out to play? The girl gives you a suspicious look over, but opens the door. She takes a few steps back and you hear footsteps coming from behind the floral curtain that covers the back door. Ah, floral curtain. Come in and follow me. Just don't touch anything, please. We really value our Chinese Buddhas here. Together with our display on homeopathy, it would be really a shame if anyone left fingerprints on it. I know, right? Don't touch anything. You just like kind of rub your whole body over everything. Yeah, just like let me touch the walls. You want me to touch everything? Yes. Okay, this room smells of blood. It's very overpoweringly blood. Like they have just been cutting themselves all over the floor the whole night. I don't think you know who you're speaking with. Sentences are sometimes hard. So introduction is in order. My name is Aisling Sturbridge, and I am the High Regent of the Chantry of the 5 Boroughs. Every High Regent must wear a coat. That is an order. I've seen one in Bloodlines, I've seen one in this game. I am drawing parallels. Yes, I know, right? We never met before. That's how introductions work. You're Corp, correct? Yes, I'm the walking corporation here. I have to say you're lucky the ward outside the building is only there for notifications tonight. Otherwise it would have been quite unpleasant. We love it when our door burns our guests. That tends to always go down really well with other people. To answer your question, Agathon is here, but he's hard at work and I wouldn't want to disturb him. Am I to understand this is a social visit? Yes, I am the new social worker. I need to make sure that you're not abusing any children down here. Are we paying a rent? We being social? All of my conversational options here are just not something that you would ever want to say to an important person. High Regent sounds important. It might sound fancy, but that's because there's a well-established tradition behind it. One you'll be wise not to ridicule. Some might take offense. Me for one. I am right now offended. I asked you a question. You answered it with questions. What is wrong with you? What is it that you're here for? I heard good things about Agathon. Appealing to her vanity. How very original. You better step up your game, fledgling, or New York will eat you right up. Okay, he has something, and he knows how to find something. A visitor? And it's not a lizard? We never have these. Yes. We were just discussing you, in fact, because that is what we normally do. Like, whenever people drop by, we just discuss you. That's like our favorite subject. Is that so? This whole room apparently smells like blood, so... We just assumed that you guys are the best at making blood sausage. I am looking for allies. Me, nobody. Let me just open it like this. Would you like to team up, buddy? Teaming up. What for? I could assist you in whatever the hell you're working on. I don't know how, but apparently I was good at corporation things. Yes. Will you join my party? There's some weird rule of tabletops that we're totally not in, that I always have to carry around 3 other people with me, or else I feel inferior. I'm just here advertising for my MMO guild, don't mind me. Oh god, guild ads. We're not like the other guilds. We're a family. I can be quite helpful. Is that right? High Regent, may I ask you to make my decisions for me because I am incapable? I think that you're more than capable of carrying out your own task. I do not think any assistance will be necessary. Now go back to your work, you slave. Your confidence in me is appreciated. I would kindly ask you to leave. Apologies for my inconvenience. Apparently I should not recruit for parties over here. You 2 lizards have fun behind whatever here it is you do. Yes. Wait, come back up for a minute. Listen, I tend to work alone. I am not used to socializing, but I haven't seen other people for 30 years. Please help me escape this closet. I could use some help tonight. Would you be interested in teaming up? It's like I've actually been doing really pathetic. Help! Help! Why don't you start by giving our intern here a brief explanation of what it is that you're after? Aisling says. Looking at strangers in the eyes and screaming help does not tend to help bring. A member of our clan disappeared without a trace a handful nights ago. We tried to sacrifice everything from lizards to chickens and they just did not appear. While the High Regent investigates if any foul play was involved, I have been tasked with recovering her research notes. We don't care about the person themselves, but come on, they left some notes. Yes! I feel like that's my character. Just make the company company will represent it and improve our quarterly reports. You go and socialize. If there's anything left to recover, that is. I may have an idea where to start looking, and I suppose this is where you come in. If you truly wish to help, I could use your assistance tonight. Right now, in fact. Give the time. You just wasted an idle chatter. I should leave immediately. I have a car. I literally have a car, dude. It's okay. We can be a bit faster than feet. What's the research about? It's important to us, and that's all you need to know. We keep everything that's important on pieces of paper that we carry on our person, so that if we are ever to be captured, everything comes with us. I'm heading out. Are you coming or not? Yes! I'm coming with you, wizard man. I have a car. Before you go, however, Corp, defer to Agatha in all things. Our clan values obedience above everything else, provided you can follow, and this might turn into a mutually beneficial relationship. As in, he's gonna give you commands and you're gonna be like, jump monkey jump, I will. Good luck! Oh, he also has a car, fancy. He also has the magical mirror that faces your eyes no matter which way the mirror is angled. One thing that I'm the most impressed about in their universe is the slow-moving road, because everybody always drives like less than 1 kilometer per hour, and the magic mirrors. Defer to Agatha in all things is also like super minute thing. Agatha, I found a can. Can I actually put it in the garbage bin or should I keep it? I will remain quiet with him so that we can remain quiet in company. I kinda hate when people break uncomfortable quietness. Let me ask you something. Why me? There's likely a couple hundred of us kindred in New York. You seek me out specifically. Why? I was given a list of like 4 people. So we have already shortened from about 200 to 4 by something that wasn't my own choice. You sounded interesting. I've been told of a few younger vampires I should meet. You sounded like an interesting guy. Interesting. I see. We're here. There's a restaurant on the top floor. You wanted to help, so here's your chance. I need you to get us inside the VIP lobby. Once we're in, I need about half an hour of focus and some space. It will be up to you to keep attention away from the room. Can you do it? He doesn't wait for the answer. He just points at the front door. Dance, monkey, dance. Ah, it's the old restaurant. Let us in. We insist. But of course, please come in. Nobody finds this odd at all. They have like a single VIP lodge and I literally died here 3 days ago. Your companion looks at you with something akin to admiration. He's like, is that how you get into places? All you have to do is state that you want to get in and people let you in. Not bad at all. Ah, the window has been dissolved. Yeah, that sounds like a problem. God damn it, Juno. Looks like she's gone. Yeah. Oh, so I don't need to explode every person that I meet? Ooh. Yeah, no kidding. This changes things. Keep an eye on the door. I'll need some time. Half an hour at the very least. Nobody disturbs me, understand? Jesus Christ, he's now cutting his own arms in the corner like an emo kid. In life you would found it stomach churning, but right now you feel weirdly turned on by emo kids. Yep, he's drawing his circles. And his circle is setting on fire slowly. And then he decided to meditate directly on that spot. And it's smoking. That's definitely not a good sign. For close to 30 minutes, you just let him sit on a smoking blood circle. We're getting threatened with security. We're done here, let's go. Who the hell do you think you are? Get out of my restaurant this instant. You're drawing smoking circles on the floor. Can you please stop? So you're like upset. You're like, oh no, gonna get in trouble. Your mage companion is just like, happens all the time when I draw smoking circles on people's floors and then sit in there for half an hour. Agathon only seems to relax once you're back in the car. He starts the engine and takes a right at the Continental Army Plaza back onto the bridge towards Manhattan. You're just about to say something, but Agathon beats you to it. Yes. Just throw the manager. That's how all the situations should always be solved. That went better than expected, all things considered. I'm used to working alone, but that I'm dealing with right now, it might require some assistance, and you seem capable enough. You see, I normally break into restaurants and sit around in smoky circles for 30 minutes, but the other patrons tend to get offended. I know, right? They're always staring at you, and interestingly enough, you never take like a front seat with them. That's another thing. Like, nobody else is on the front seat. But you get into the people's cars on the back seat, and then you sit in the middle lane. And nobody finds this weird. I can do more, you know. Can you now? I guess we'll find out next time. That seems to deplete the social battery for the night. It wasn't very much charged to begin with. One of these nights you should probably take him up on his offer. Who knows, if you gain his trust, maybe you can actually break through his stoic facade and meet the man underneath. Screw resting, we're going after the Mulcavia next. Oh, we need to rest. Okay. You notice something strange by the front door of your cabin. A letter's been slipped under the door in cream-colored old-fashioned envelope. There's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. I mean, who else lives here? You're cordially invited to rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. Okay, so on crosses then? What? Yeah, let's do the rendezvous thing. Rendezvous. Kinda like kangaroos. But with different letter things. Yes. Haven't been to a church since you became a vampire. Kindred as the euphemism goes. You had to focus on concrete practical things like survival. Yeah, I know. With entirely different letters. But that's how language works. Okay. Cathedral's a landmark, got it. It feels ominous. Probably because it's bathed in fucking red light. It's like there's a Satanist ritual inside. We're being discreet and vampires are good at it, apparently. You're assuming that whoever you're meeting is at the front. Religion is superstition. Must be your nerves. And then it occurs to you that vampires are superstition too, except that you have been dead for, like, 4 nights now, so meh. We like the old clergyman that we're staring at right now, apparently. And her face is trying to burn off, so that's a good sign. It's like the most sheepish looking guy. He's like, welcome my child, and I'm like, everybody keeps on calling me that, except that some people add an E to the end and some don't. Okay, let's confront the priest. We're afraid, angry, and in pain all at once because a priest is there. Are you okay? How are you doing this? I'm afraid I really don't understand, says the confused regular human priest that we're walking towards slowly like some sort of apocalyptic zombie, like we're a weirdo. And then we staggered away. And then the stranger's like, but how does it feel? Who the fuck are you? Please calm down. I'm not your enemy. I just really like to write about experiences that I can't experience myself, so I tend to send random people to random satanic churches that are glowing red in order to incorporate their experience into my life. My name is Benoit Segal. We share many things in common, even if you don't know me, such as the fact that we're all here with really weird names, I suppose. And gets to be Benoit, I get to be Corp, the Corpo Incorporated. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna shake a stranger's hand, why not? Oh, Benoit! How's that Benoit? Where did this Benoit come from? It's Benoit? Oh, you mean French? You mind sitting here with me for a moment? Yeah, can you switch off whatever the heck kind of sound is kind of blasting through my headphones right now? Because it's a bit loud and creepy. I know how it feels, what you have just felt. I have experienced it myself many times. I just love sending people in the cathedral to get burned by the poor, completely unaware priest that just thinks that people keep on approaching him, getting ill, and then getting out of the church. Did you try to get me killed? Nope. I wanted you to experience this priest. Does it matter why that priest feels the way that he does? Maybe it is. Me, I couldn't. This guy is like so into religion. We're now lamenting about the fact that we can't Google shit. My heart no longer beats, yet I move, I talk. Is that how God intended us to be? Dude, which one? I know like multiple. Yep, kinda let me go, please. You're asking yourself the same questions, you know you are. I keep on inviting people over so that they can just sit with me, hear me ramble and ask some questions. It's like my favorite thing to do. I know that faith is real because it hurts so much. Buddy, it sounds like you're in an abusive relationship. Perhaps we're divine, not damned. Yeah, that would be my question. Like, which religions hurt, which don't? Can you be hurt by faith in spaghetti? What if you believe in a death god? Like, literally, like, heavy metal and death god? Like, you literally chosen something like Anubis to worship. Would you still hurt? Okay, so some anarchs believe that we're like Jesus, because anarchs know exactly one religion, and it's that of Christianity, apparently. And apparently there's politics in religion, which is not surprising at all. Don't declare your religion publicly. Sounds like a good idea to begin with. Yeah, did I just come here to talk about religion with you? Because I had more important shit to do, like chase around my Tremere boy. Okay, I'm gonna say that I have to pray for guidance. Let's meet again at this. I think not, dude. I just love the fact that the Father Anthony guy is like the most anti-vampire vampire. I mean, anti-vampire human. Not vampire. He's not a vampire. But I mean... quite specifically, that guy is sitting outside of the church because the fact that this dude exists troubles him. Yeah, let's ask our Tremere boy about the notes. Corp, what are you doing in here? You see, I just really like hanging around your building. I came to help you. Okay, fine, you're right. Follow me. Aw, he looks kind of pleased that we exist. That's nice. And he was given a very simple vehicle. Laugh all you want, but it's inconspicuous and practical. Hey dude, you have a car, I don't. I mean she does, but I don't. Like I wouldn't find any car to be funny. Let's continue. Let's continue driving in complete silence with this guy because he kinda enjoys it. Let me ask you something, Corp. Do you enjoy the hunt? Well, that's a random question, but I suppose he's trying his best to be human from time to time and socialize like a normal person. No! I know how that feels. To be, yep, whatever I just said before that one, because I stopped at no. Many kindred are suspicious of the Tremere, but I believe that we're on the verge of discovering something that will be a great boon to our kind. You see, you say that, but you guys keep on keeping your secrets to yourself, so it's a boon to the Tremere, specifically. He doesn't like this place. Agathon stands out in the nightclub. Hello, Synesis. Hi. I mean, it's been Christmas. I've been drinking. By now I'm quite hungover and kind of nauseous, so I kind of stopped drinking. There's a good chance that we left our research notes inside a nightclub somehow. Let's go then. Excellent. I'm gonna be charming everybody everywhere because I'm just trying to help my boy here. Hey, you remember me, right? Mind if we go in? Sure, go right in. Have a great night. Okay, so we're like, everybody looks really tasty here. And apparently we can smell all sorts of emotions, including like rage and shit, because somebody's just really angry on the dance floor. You really tried to ignore the fact that we haven't eaten for a while. I know, right? There's 2 over here. There's like 1 here. 3 maybe? 4? 5? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try our best to help Agathan, but we already helped him to get in, and I really need some to eat. The young Latino man is dancing close to a beautiful drugged out girl. Maybe we shouldn't do drugs right now, kids. You slide close to them and sink your teeth into the man's neck. Okay, so not the drugged out girl. The girl just assumes that he's moaning to her. Agathan, you traitor, don't you dare stand between me and what's mine. Also, what's wrong with her hair? How much skull does she have? I mean, first of all, she has quite a big forehead, right? But then her hair climbs up. Almost as tall as her whole face. Do you know, Aisling will not let you leave with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you leave at all. You're still so brainwashed that you care about what Aisling because they have to have not normal names. I mean, she's Juno. At least she has a normal name, but she does have heterochromia from the looks of it, so the question is, why isn't she a Mulcavian? I'm done jumping through her hoops. I don't know what I saw in you, Agathan. You're such a lapdog. Ah, yes. She's just a very pretty Tremere Nosferatu. She's your ex? Yes, we used to date. Maybe you still would, but you're a fucking coward. That's not fair. It is fair. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. You're the kind of man who takes the side of his boss over his girlfriend. If your boss had a say on who lives and dies, including you, which side would you be taking? It was for your own good. You won't stop me. I'll make sure of that here and now. You know that I have the power. She's about to make the dance floor explode. This is gonna be fun. Why don't we just grab some popcorn? we're just gonna continue abusing our powers like there's no tomorrow. Calm. Agathon was being an asshole because, you know, we want him to like us and join our party. So that is the best wording to choose. Okay, you're right. You should pick better friends. Oh, okay. Wizard Boy has already wandered off to look for his notes inside the middle of the dance floor. Yeah. Don't worry, I got this. You see that guy over there that I'm with? He's a complete and total douchebag. Oh, I think... He must be on the spectrum. He hasn't even finished conversation with this freaking girlfriend, and he's like, nope, must investigate this dance floor for mysterious notes. The notes were here, but not anymore. It's possible someone grabbed them when they hunted here, like, you know, your girlfriend. Juno mentioned some very personal things. I trust your discretion in not discussing those things with Ailing. Of course, yes. Your relationships are like really none of my business, man. Yep, your love life is your business. This guy has such a tiny dick. He's comical. It's amazing. Okay, he thanked us for promising him discretion, but for some reason we decided to, like, go inside their chantry. Even though, like, we could have just dropped him off and left. You were successful, I hope. Nope, I'm sorry. The notes were there at some point, but not anymore. That's a shame. I hope you don't run out of time. How did Sophie's little prodigy do? Well, surprisingly well. That's a surprise. I'll have to compliment Sophie on her choice. We met Juno. Fortunately, she couldn't find the notes either. That's interesting. What was your impression of Juno, Fledling? Angry! She was very angry. I don't know what you people did to her, but she's pissed. What we did. Careful now, fledgling. Anyway, I got things to discuss with Agathon, so, like, run along now. Like, there was literally no reason for us to even, like, go here. Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to? Yes, you could. Yep, you definitely could. How is that even a question? It's time to sleep again. Let's not visit the creepy guy at the church anymore because that is creepy. Gregory knocks on the door of your apartment. Okay, do you know why? Instead of just, you know, going and doing the thing, which would take less time than just asking? I'm not in the position to ask, says the driver, which makes perfect sense, honestly. Yeah, we're good. That's car. Car, good idea. You're like, yep, I saw somebody get executed for stepping out of line, so maybe we shouldn't. Sophie seems not entirely present again. I mean, I understand that all of the mechanical things are just a bit too much stimulation for her as she enjoys the smell of pavement. So obviously this time she's just admiring a painting really a lot. You're here! Excellent! Thank you, Gregory! I was staring at this thing for 2 hours now! Hello, Flame! I'm drunk and actually hungover by now. I'm having quite the headache. We're sort of reading a visual novel together in here. I hope you had a good few nights and made some new acquaintances, but I have to say, I'm happy to see you, Corp. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I made one acquaintance. One. I'm helping a creepy guy that has girlfriend problems. Okay, she looks legitimately interested in expressing her opinions on my well-being, so it seems. I have a request for you this night. I need you to find somebody for me and make a delivery. The man you'll be looking for calls himself Kaiser. He has eyes and ears all over New York, and it's rare for something to happen here without his knowledge. I'll need you to take this flash drive and bring it to him. In exchange, he will give you an address, which I need to know as soon as possible. I made this flash drive from one of my paintings / the pavement in 4K because I don't like electricity. Oh, don't worry about the contents. They're all encrypted. A precaution for the data falls into the wrong hands, but it won't, correct? Oh, and Corp, Kaiser is a Nosferatu, that twisted, deformed lineage of kindred. He's an old, and his age has made him even more paranoid than others of his clan tend to be. Yeah, that tends to happen when you live for a long while in a society filled with killers. Yep, you get kind of paranoid after a while. He holds many havens and changes them often. From what I've gathered, one of his servants should be found at the park on Coney Island tonight. You have to identify them somehow. I'm told Kaiser has spent many of his nights these past few years being driven around the city in a black limo. Maybe keep an eye out for it. Okay, anything more on him? I'm gonna assume that he's gonna be using like a mask of 1,000 faces, which lets them look like completely ordinary people, because otherwise they just wouldn't like be in the open. He's been here for a long time, about as long as I have. He got into a lot of trouble for exchanging information with both the Anarchs and the Camarilla in the past, but ultimately got off scot-free. Hey, Rophe! Yep, he can just play both sides because he's a Nosferatu and everybody kinda needs their services. But be careful when talking to him. Good night and good luck! Ooh. Apparently it's very loud at like 10 PM. Because we wake up at like 9. Plenty of people and we have literally no idea which one it is. Nothing to do but figure out the right approach. How about shouting Kaiser into the sky? Kaiser! After a while, somebody would approach you for screaming, right? Search for signs. Oh, yeah, look at the guy that owns Facebook. He doesn't look human. Okay, no signs around here. And there's a man in their way. You lost? I'm looking for someone called Kaiser. I don't know who that is. No! We're not... We're too hungry, apparently. What's transcoding? I am brain dead. Yeah, we can't tell him that Sophia sent us because we're freaking starving right now. So give phone, please. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. I stole his phone and dialed it. Jackie, you're messing up my snuff session here. It's better be something big. That guy just sitting there watching porn, apparently. I have something for you from Sophie. And the number's blocked now. And the black limo turns up. And he has a whole bunch of monitors and consoles inside a limo. It's apparently he has surveillance camera footage, stock market quotes, television news, emails, tweets, silent movies, lo-fi footage of a gory torture session, all running at the same time. Ah, there we go. He was using obfuscate in his own limo. That's an interesting choice. And ouchie pouchy. Kaiser didn't look good, and then somebody grabbed us from behind, twisted our arms, and pushed our head into the car's roof. Oh, congratulations, Kaiser says. Could have done that before you gave away the fucking phone. Just let them go already. They don't look too bad. I mean, yeah, sure, they have a lot of teeth, but they even kept some hair. What are you waiting for? Some formal invitation? Get in the car because we have talking to do. Sure enough. I'm guessing you have something for me then? Yep, here's a flash drive. And then he's like, this is not interesting, I already saw this. Ooh. Nope, you... Please, still keep yes. You better reconsider. I brought you what you wanted. You have something you owe us. Don't be stupid. Firstly, I don't owe anything, anybody anything. He sounds like he made a deal without actually promising anything concrete. And now he's being threatening. And then he's like, I can break into your place. And he asked us to leave. That's pretty fun. We could have, like... Yep, we could have actually fed there. And we're really, really friggin' hungry. And we calm ourselves because otherwise we would have breached the Masquerade. Yep, we do indeed need to eat. Yep, let's just continue visiting the poor Tremere guy. That's now gonna be followed around by a crazed Ventru that's really hungry. Okay. Each kindred has their own servants. Nagathon seems to go for the tired Wiccan mom type. Can we eat her? Oh, it's you coming. Up, Agathon's chanting okay again. That's pretty normal. And he's dripping his own blood onto a stone that's absorbing it. I've done so many of these rituals. I'm literally a bleeding machine. I hope it's not too off-putting for you. I'm cool. I'm cool. We're all vampires here. I'm just a really starving one. This is a bloodstone. It could be useful. It's literally a stone filled with my own blood. It's 2 a.m., Flame. It's 2 a.m. And we went to the park. And he's gonna be performing a ritual. And he's just spilling his own blood at regular intervals. And there's a drunken woman that just complimented my friend. Hey, you stop being weird and talk to me. Run away. And now she's stumbling away. We could have eaten her. Okay, he got angry at the woman. Like, really angry. Let's actually intervene. Okay, he lost his control. Oh, I'm sorry to break your ritual. Apparently a ward was triggered. We have to go now. And he tries really angrily right now, which is expressed with him going at once again 0.1 miles per second. I mean per hour at the moment. And he went into a building screaming, "Abuela, it's me, Javi." Apparently, his place got attacked. And there's an odor of vampire blood, which is always a great thing to smell inside a house. And he's worried about Sylvia. And Sylvia's like, "Hey, why are you banging on my door, dickhead? What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're alive." "Okay, you go and introduce yourself, and I'll go and check all the wards," Agatha says. She's like, "Oh, it's vampire business again, isn't it?" Okay, let's be honest. Yeah, Agatha is worried someone wants to hurt you. Anyway, I'm Corp. Who must be his grandmother. Nobody wants to hurt me, don't be silly, he's always worrying. It's about the girl who came to visit, I can tell. Javi was never good at keeping secrets, so much like his mother. Aw, he must have died recently if he still has a grandmother around. He's always doing that, writing on walls with blood, silly boy. I tell him to cover it with photos and paintings, but he won't listen. I have to do it myself. Otherwise, how can I invite friends for teas? They'll ask questions if I have runes all over my walls. It doesn't look like a Christian home anymore. The girl who visited, was her name Juno? Yeah, that's right. A pretty name, I suppose. She's just the kind of girl Agatha used to fall for. She was a vampire too, I expect. Yes. Oh, I knew it. Poor girl. Suppose she had life once. Aww, he's like, if we don't let her find the notes first, she's gonna hurt by grams. No, she won't. She gave me a message for you. She said to think very carefully whether your clan will really protect your loved ones. She was here to tell me that? Maybe that's good. It doesn't sound like she wants to hurt you. She was a nice girl, I can tell, Grandma says. Despite the fact that she's the one that's threatening to hurt his loved ones. I am so starving right now, I could have eaten that grandma. I mean, even the moon's red right now. And he's like, I'll take you to your haven, because he's nice, but we have no blood anywhere, and we're starving, and that's not nice. Your grandmother is a very spirited woman. He's like, that's all I have left. Hey, I only had my job. So you already have a lot more than I ever had. Aww. He's upset. His grandma might get attacked, and apparently vampires have always haunted his family, which which probably... Yep, that... Yes. I am sorry this happened sounds like the right thing to say. This is all like what it is for all the kindred that have a mortal that they love, you weirdo Ventru that had nothing but her job. And it's like you should probably hold on to the relationships anyway. And yep. We definitely really need to eat. Well, like, we definitely need to eat. But there's nobody to eat, so we're gonna rest instead. And you're like, okay, there's plenty of people around my haven. And we have plenty of enemies. And there's also Second Inquisition around. And you're like, I feel like I'm getting tailed. Ah! Somebody's staring at me. Oh, it's Kaiser person. And he's like, that's close enough, don't get any closer. Kaiser sent you? Because, yep, Kaiser was like, I'm gonna get favors from you, you want it or not. Don't say his name out loud, idiot. He doesn't like the sound of his own name. I'm supposed to give you this, but you were like, that's close enough, so you didn't want me to get any. How are you gonna pass me a note if I don't get any closer? Apparently I'm memorizing letters now. Okay. Time to go to the wine shop, I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. We have to speak Italian now. And we have to steal a bottle. I didn't think your boss was a letter guy. Some things are better done old-fashioned way. He's now gonna eat the letter. Ah, okay, you're burning the letter. That makes a lot more sense. Yep, we have to go to the address mentioned. And we're ringing the doorbell. I'm gonna chat her up. You got such a big selection of wines. Say, you wouldn't have a bottle of 1821 Special Reserve Donatello Gronovaro, would you? Let me check. Okay, let's recite the phrase, but be very straight and simple. And yep, there's a guy watching me. Can chat him up as well. So how's your evening so far? Oh, she's like, yep, we have it after all. I'll be taking this, thank you. Gracias. And yeah, got the goods. Here you go. And he's like, go to Village Point in half an hour because we have to be super paranoid here. Oh god, this place doesn't look good. And we're now ankle deep in water because there's potholes all over the road and we can't drive here. I'm gonna eat somebody. And I put her down gently after I made her pass out. Hey, at least we're slightly less starving. So that's good. Yep. I just make people pass out. You saw it. Apparently he just really wanted some bottled blood, I think. Here's Langley's precious. Thank you, Nosferatu. Yeah, thank you. And he's like, I'll send Jackie if we ever need anything else. And now please get out. And I'm back into this filthy place. Oh, Sophie has a guest over. It's Thomas. Oh. It's the handkerchief man. It's like, oh, of course she did good by taking you, and of course she believes that. Well, I believe I must be going. I'll be sure to let Prince Panhard know your thoughts, Miss Langley. Word for word. I appreciate it. Well, he's quite the handkerchief man, isn't he? I mean, he's wearing at least 3 piled on his neck. She's like, he has his uses. And has access to many juicy details on everyone, from prince to the lowliest primogen. Did you manage to contact Kaiser and acquire what I asked for? I mean, I asked you literally like yesterday and you took a whole day and apparently that was too long. I'm on about his handkerchief that he wears on his neck, yes. Did he give you any trouble? Well, I had to retrieve a bottle for him. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that whatever Kaiser had you do will blow over. Excellent. I need to call in some favors. I will likely be busy for the next few nights. You have my permission to show some initiative, my dear Charge. I will contact you soon. Well, that's great, because I am planning on chasing that Tremere ass continuously. Ooh. What is this button? Oh. Okay. Somebody's watching me. That sounds... But... why would we care if we can just continue chasing Tremere ass? That's all that matters. And that being said, like, I am so nauseous now because my hangover is kicking in full force. So this will have to be where we stop for now. I am trying to just read the important details and to skip a lot of reading so that it doesn't get too boring. I hope I'm doing alright in that. So thank you for joining me, and we're gonna continue next time when we continue, because we're gonna continue chasing that Tremere ass, and only when we run out of Tremere ass will we then chase Mulcavian ass, because Mulcavian ass sounds great. So yes! Thank you for watching, and see you the next time.